All right. Let me give you reasons why group homes and permanent housings are dangerous. One, they're permanent. Okay? And I'm gonna give you number two to back it up. Like, when they're permanent, the reason why permanent housing is dangerous, not only because they're permanent, is because, like, two, narcissists, abusive people, like narcissists, abusive people, manipulators, people who take advantage of mentally disabled people, they're everywhere. There are too many toxic, dangerous people in this world. There are more evil people than there are actually good people. People like to say, oh, there's no such thing as people who are that evil in this world. Like, here's the thing. Yes, there are. Yes, there is. Not yes, there are. Like, yes, there is. There is such things as people who are that evil in this world. There are such things as human beings who have zero good in them. It's just, here's the thing. There are such, anybody can be good. Okay, there are such things as people who won't be good, but there's no such thing as people who can't be good. All right. There are no such thing as a human being that can't be good, but there is such thing as a human being that won't be good no matter what. All right. Those are the two differences. There's a difference between somebody who can't be good, and there's a difference between somebody who won't be good no matter what. All right. There are some people who are that evil. Okay. You don't know what pain somebody has been through. You don't know what evil somebody has gone through. You don't know what kind of, like, if you don't believe that people that messed up exist, then you have zero common sense in life, and you are probably pretty trusting in of everybody. You're probably pretty trusting of everybody, and I'm worried for you. Like, you probably see all red flags as green flags if you're gonna be looking at every trauma survivor, every narc survivor, like they crazy. Like, oh, there's no such thing as evil people. There's no such things as this, that, and the other. Like, you probably don't have any common sense. You probably would give a rapist a hug or sleep with him or something like that. You probably do a lot of stuff. Like, you have zero common sense. So, yeah. Like, you don't know what traumas many people have gone through. Okay? You don't know what traumas many people have gone through. Like, there's a reason why therapy exists. Because some people are messed up because of certain people who messed them up. So, back to what I was saying. Um, how do I say this? Back to group homes and permanent housings and facilities. The reason why permanent housings are just not safe because they're permanent, and two, there are too many evil people in this world. There are more evil people than there are actually good people. To the point where you live in any share house, you live in any share house facility that is permanent that you cannot get out of, you will eventually have problems with these people. You will always eventually have problems with these people. And there will rarely be this one roommate that you will be cool with. Rarely. All right. And then the longer you stay with them, the worse they get. They will go from jealousy to stealing your food, to stealing your clothes, probably to poisoning your foods and drinks, to trying to subtly kill you. Uh, they be doing sometimes even going obvious and out there, and like you don't know what they be trying to do. Like they will be like, the longer you stay with them, the worse they get. They will be really dangerous. And then they be finding little ways trying to kill you, whether it's big and obvious or whether it's small and subtle. Uh so yeah, then they'll be stealing your stuff. They be doing a whole lot of stuff. Okay? Like when you're doing a permanent housing, a shared house, living with anybody permanently, you're almost always gonna eventually have problems with these people. And it like, you live with almost anyone, it almost always never ends well. It almost never ends well. This is why group homes are not a safe place. People need to experience living alone. People need to experience People need to experience living alone. People need to experience not having to walk around eggshells all the time, not having to keep their belongings under them all the time. Like people need a break. Like when I keep my belongings with them, when I keep my not with them, when I keep my belongings with me, it's not me being paranoid. This kind of paranoia is justified because they be in my stuff every time I leave my room. They don't like my roommates don't respect my boundaries. They be in my stuff every time I leave my room. I'm not just gonna lose common sense, and I'm not gonna just lose common sense, leave my stuff behind, and then like have my valuables stolen. Okay, I'll do like, how do I say this? If like I'll leave my valuables like wherever I want to. Like, how do I say this? The only time I will completely let my guard down, not worry about walking around eggshells or nobody, leave my valuables anywhere I want to, not keep it under me, not even take it to the bathroom with me and all that stuff, is when I have no toxic roommates to deal with, not have to worry about complaining about them. uh how do I say this? When I have a house of my own, because when I lose my phone, I know that I put it that place and nobody has touched it. I be at peace. Like I can completely let my guard down. Because when you're living with roommates, most of the time, like, it's not a safe place when you're doing permanent housing because they're always going to be toxic. At least most of them. They either going to be toxic towards each other, or there's going to be all of them against this one person, all of them against you. No, ain't nobody got time for that. So it's like, when it comes to that, like, if I, like, judges, if I am keeping my belongings with me everywhere I go, I am not being paranoid. This is common sense when you have toxic roommates that don't have a life and more focused on keeping you from winning, keeping you from how do I say this? Like stealing your stuff, not respecting your boundaries and all that stuff. It's like, how do I say this? How do I say this? Like, when you living with somebody who doesn't respect your boundaries, you got to protect at least something of your stuff. You got to at least protect some of your stuff, like your valuables. You got to at least protect your valuables. Okay? Clothes, food, it don't mean anything. But you gotta at least protect your valuables. You gotta at least protect something. So they can so they can't really completely stop you from reaching your goals. Okay, that's common sense. That's not being paranoid. They can say I'm being paranoid, but really they just want a reason to steal my stuff. So if they say I take it to the bathroom, so what? So what? You have a history of stealing my food, and then you refuse to take accountability for it because nobody is holding you accountable for it. In every paper report, I'm always a problem because in the group home lease, it says I'm not allowed to complain about anything. So it's like this. I have every right to protect my valuables at least. All right. If you really, really, really want me to completely let my guard down, completely not have me walk around eggshells and stuff, all right, change your laws. Change your laws. Change your laws. And change your laws and change your laws and put me in a Section 8 apartment because permanent housing is not safe. Any form of share housings is never safe, especially if they're permanent. And when it comes to Section 8 apartments, I gotta live alone. I can't be living with nobody. There is no better peace than to live alone. Okay? There is no better peace than to live alone. And then you may say, like, oh, but you need to be supervised. No, I don't. I'm not no toddler. Okay? If I want supervision, I can just call them at my own time. But I do not want to be, but I like my privacy. I will call them and I will pay them. I will pay my supervisors at my own time. But I want my privacy most of my time. Okay, I want my privacy really most of my time, all the time. All the time. But I don't want but I don't want but if I want a supervisor, I would rather have it at my own time. I don't want to go to no apartment or no house that requires supervision. I don't care if it's for 3 minutes. I don't want that. I want to feel like I am trained to be independent and that I am mentally capable of being independent. Because people treat me like I'm that slow in the head. Like, don't associate me with somebody who is severely mentally disabled where they have the mindset of a toddler. I am not no toddler and I don't have the mindset of a toddler. You see these? Like, you see any crazy eyes? This is proof that I'm telling the truth. There are no crazy eyes here. If you see these, if my eyes were all wide and crazy, That's how you know I'm delusional, but my eyes are relaxed, meaning I'm telling the truth. So here's the thing about, so yeah, permanent housing is not a safe place. No share house is a safe place, especially if it's permanent. It is never a safe place. Like, I would rather be in a share house temporarily so I could know, like, so I could move out eventually than to actually stay permanently in a facility full of people who are going to eventually have a problem with me. And then over time, things get worse as years go on. And then they start getting illegal with it. So, yeah, God bless.